In some way or another, every backpacker loves talking about gear. We love talking about the gear we have, and we love talking about the gear that we want to get. And it just kind of got me thinking, why not shoot a video on some of the backpacking gear that I want? So let's talk about my wish list. The first piece of gear we're going to talk about is actually the most expensive, and it's a hammock gear Dyneema Palace tarp. I do sleep in a hammock most of the time on my backpacking trips, and I've been using a UGQ Winter Dream tarp for the last couple years, and I absolutely love that tarp. I love having doors on either end, but I would like to lighten up my hammock load just a little bit. I say it's the most expensive piece of gear because this thing is going to be over 500 bucks. But when it comes to my hammock setup and getting myself into an ultralight base weight when I've got my hammock with me, a Dyneema tarp is just the next step, and that's the route that I'm probably going to eventually go. For the last 7 years, I have been rocking a Mountain Hardwear Ghost Whisperer as my puffy jacket. I use this jacket all the time. It gets worn on a weekly basis, even when I'm not backpacking. It's got a bunch of holes in it. It's got tons of tenacious tape patching those holes. It's lost a bunch of down. And the puffy jacket that I've had my heart set on for the longest time has been a Montbell Anorak. It's a pullover style puffy with just kind of the half zip. The weight's gonna be pretty similar to the Ghost Whisperer. It comes in at about 8 ounces. This is very likely gonna be a piece of gear I'm gonna look at upgrading in the springtime. Like I said, it's just kind of time with my Ghost Whisperer. It's lost a bunch of down. It's not as warm as it once was. And yeah, it's time for an upgrade, and I think the Montbell Anorak is going to be what I go with. The third piece of gear we're going to talk about is actually the piece of gear that I'm probably going to be upgrading next, and that's going to be moving into a winter sleeping pad. Now, I've never actually owned a dedicated winter sleeping pad. All I've ever done is taken these little 1/2-inch thick blue foam pads and put them under my summer sleeping pad, and I've supplemented the ground insulation that way, and that's worked great. I have gotten through nights of minus 30 degrees Celsius with this setup here and a Nemo tensor, and it's been just fine. But I'm kind of at that point where I just want a winter sleeping pad, and I don't want to deal with the hassle of having to carry an extra foam pad. I actually don't know which winter sleeping pad I want to get yet. I'm kind of, you know, still doing my research, if you will. I'm torn right now between either the Thermarest NeoAir X-Therm, the winter rated X-Ped sleeping pad, or the new Nemo Tensor winter rated sleeping pad. I'm kind of leaning towards the Nemo just because I sleep on a Nemo Tensor in the summertime and I find it to be an extremely comfortable pad. So I'm assuming the Nemo winter pad is going to be roughly the same. But I would also love your guys' suggestions. So if you have a suggestion on which winter pad I should look at, or, you know, if you think one is going to be better for me than the other, let me know in the comments section down below. I love getting the input from you guys, and hopefully this one helps me. I would also really like to get another Outdoor Research Echo hoodie. These are a sun hoodie with an SPF rating of 15. I've been wearing this for a couple years now and absolutely love this thing. Very, very breathable, very lightweight. It helps me avoid having to wear sunscreen. I don't like the oily feeling that sunscreen gives me on my skin. The reason that I want another one of these is I actually just want it in a little bit of a lighter color. If there's a breeze out, having the black shirt doesn't really bother me much at all because it's so lightweight and airy that any kind of breeze helps keep you really cool. But on those days when the air is really stagnant and you don't have any breeze or any wind at all, having the black shirt on a hot day kind of sucks. It does absorb quite a bit more heat than a lighter color. I think like a light gray or like a light blue is probably what I'm going to be looking at. But yeah, I would love to get another Echo hoodie in a lighter color. And I was also looking at my clothes, and I wear all black all the time. Like my shorts are black, my shirt's black, most of my backpack is black, and I just kind of want to change it up and kind of brighten things up a little bit. For years, the Osprey Exos line has been one of my absolute favorite backpacks. And if I had it my way, I would have 3 of them instead of just 2. I have the last 2 releases of the Osprey Exos. I've got the Exos 55 Pro and then the previous Exos 58 version. I would honestly love, if for anything else, just to have it, because I probably would only ever use it once. But I would love to have the Exos version that came out before this version here, the one that's kind of got like the all mesh back pocket piece. Like I said, I would honestly probably only ever use this pack once, but just because I have the other 2 and I love them so much, I just kind of I would love to have the previous version just to kind of have it. It's just, I don't know, it's just one of those weird things. I just wish I had it. Maybe someday I'll end up finding one for cheap on eBay and picking it up, but yeah, for now it just kind of stays as one of those pieces of gear that I wish I had. Now, a big hope for me with this video is to kind of, you know, start some discussion and kind of hear about some of the pieces of gear that you guys are looking forward to getting or have on your wish list and want to get. So let me know in the comments down below, you know, what kind of pieces of gear are you guys looking at getting? What kind of pieces of gear do you wish that you had? And if you're looking for some gear inspiration, here's a couple videos on pieces of gear that were formerly on my wish list that I now own. So check out either of those videos. I'm sure you'll find something in there you'll enjoy. And as always, I'm Matty. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you on the next one.